everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. I'm really excited to share with you today's video where I was able to make an easy modern Scandinavian Christmas wreath in just under 10 minutes. I'll also be sharing some tips that I learned along the way. This is the second video in our new Christmas series. Let's get started. A bird.
That would be good, actually. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll start out with the first tip, which is to use a variety of greens and textures to add color and interest to a simple wreath. I used a 14-inch gold floral ring I bought at Michael's for $4 and a variety of fresh evergreens. Plus I had a few left over on a project I was working on, and I'll show you that next week. The ring looks a little oblong in this angle, but it really is round. I kind of had an idea how I wanted the Christmas wreath to look, so I started playing with layering the greens on the bottom of the wreath. It would also have looked cool to place it on the side or on the top too. I started with a larger white pine as a base, and I made a fresh cut to make it the size I wanted. Then I added some boxwood I clipped from my yard. One of the really cool things about boxwood is that it has a really pretty lighter green on one side and a beautiful rich green on the other. Then I just kept playing around with it a little, adding fresh arborvitae, eucalyptus, and juniper berries until it was how I liked it. The second tip I have is to give your evergreens a fresh cut and keep them in water until you're ready to make the wreath. That way they'll stay looking fresh longer. Once I had everything placed in the wreath how I wanted it, I took one of the clusters and wrapped the ends together with florist wire. This part got cut out of the camera range, but I'll add another clip to show you what I did. Once the clusters were secured together, I attached it to the ring with another piece of wire, and then I repeated the process on the other side. Here's a close-up of how to make the small clusters that you'll be attaching to the wreath. Layer the pieces in the size that you want to use, line up the ends, and start wrapping the wire tightly around it. Remember to leave enough wire at the end so that you can attach it to the ring securely. I did end up wrapping some extra wire around the branches on both sides to help secure them a little better to the wreath. But what I should have used was a longer piece of wire when I wrapped the clusters so I would have enough left over. That way it would allow me to attach them to the wreath. The next time I make one, I'll use a 22 gauge wire and try to have one long continuous piece instead of separate smaller ones. This way definitely did the job, but I think next time I'll try the other way to hold everything in place more securely. Once everything was attached, I noticed the boxwood twisted a little, and I couldn't quite twist it back to where it was, so I just added some more in. To hide the ends of the evergreens, I added a little sprig of juniper berries, wrapping the wire around each stem to keep it from moving. The next tip I have is don't be afraid to use a glue gun even if it is live greenery. I wanted to add a little more texture, so I hot glued a few small pine cones and acorns near the juniper berries. I've never tried hot glue on live greens before, but it's holding up like a charm. Once it was all done, I sprayed the Christmas wreath with water and then also a product called Wilt Stop, spraying both the front and the back. Wilt Stop is an anti-desiccant liquid resin spray that forms a lightweight barrier to help keep the moisture in. Landscapers also use this product on live broadleaf evergreens in the late fall and early winter. If you can't find any at your local greenhouse, they have it on Amazon, and I'll link it below. And my last tip ideas. If you don't want to use live greenery, you can use the same steps to make a Christmas wreath out of faux stems, with the exception, of course, of spraying it with water and wilt stop. But just play around with what you have and have fun. Now I'll show you a closer view of how the Christmas wreath turned out. I just love the simplicity of it. The different shades and beautiful textures look so pretty together. Let me know if you'll try your hand at making your own modern Scandinavian Christmas wreath, or any variation of it. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that this video gives you the confidence to try something new today. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing, where we'll be sharing all that we've been doing in our home and RV. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.